Don't know if anyone's asked before, but I have a genuine question. What is your best advice for those auditioning for vshojo?
No! God, please, no! No!
Try finger butthole.
Write that down, write that down!
Genuine advice, chat. You know, I got told, oh my god. I got told, it's like, Michi, please stop giving advice to people. Like, my manager's like, Michi, stop telling people to shove their fingers up their butthole for the vshojo auditions. Because I keep going like, do you guys want to audition for vshojo? Here's my honest advice. Shove 6 fingers up your asshole. Have you tried shoving 6 fingers up your asshole? No? Then do it. And my manager's like, Michi, please stop giving that as advice. My genuine advice? Let me think. My genuine advice, if you want to audition for vshojo, chat, I think you should showcase your unique points. So, try not to like... I mean, everyone's unique, right? Everyone's amazing in their own special way. Highlight that. Showcase that. That's my best advice. So if you're skilled in gaming, showcase that. If you're skilled in music, showcase that. You like dancing, performing, show that. You cannot like, oh, but Michi, I only know one language. It doesn't matter, okay? What kind of vibe? What kind of energy? What makes you, you? Why do you like yourself? Here's the hard part about being a streamer, right? You have to be confident enough, but humble enough. Like confident so then you know what your strong skills are, but humble enough so you don't grow an ego. I mansplain everything. Oh my god, I do that too. I gaslight people. There's one thing I do realize. This is not like an advice for the audition. This is just like a general take. When you become a streamer, especially when you become like a bigger streamer, like a lot of people would talk about this where they develop imposter syndrome or burnout, but like imposter syndrome and then burnout, right? Because it's serious. It's so common. It's so like common in so many streamers. And I think one of the reasons why, chat, is when you showcase yourself, but you don't really know who you are. Like, you don't know who you are. You don't really know what kind of person you are, right? Having so many people tell you things about yourself is weird. Why are you licking chat?
X500. What if our skill is in
Weirdo.
fingering our rear?
Is fingering our rear? Then, I advise you to finger butthole. When I say you have to know yourself, chat, I don't mean you have to know only your good points. You have to know your bad points too. That's the hard part. When I tell people, like, you have to know who you are, they like to think it's like, oh, I have to know my talents and my good side. Not just that. You have to be realistic about your minus side. And that's the important part, okay? Hear me out. You have to be realistic about the things you lack. The things you're bad at. That's how you, like, really know yourself. You're not, like, exaggerating anything. You're not over here being like, oh, I know I'm good at music, but I'm really, really bad at this. I suck. I'm the worst at this. You don't say that. Be realistic, at least to yourself. You're like, okay, I'm good at music. I'm not that good at this. I'm not that good at this. Like, once you kind of have that going on for you where you're honest to yourself, right? Like, I joke about, chat, I suck at this, lol. Like, yapping is all I can do. But, like, realistically, to myself, I am honest.
500 bad
I do think all I can do is yap.
Can sometimes take dark humor jokes, even aimed at myself too far.
I mean, I do that. I don't know if that's a bad point. Maybe my bad side is I don't know how to read a room sometimes. Yeah, you gotta be honest. You gotta know yourself before you jump into this platform, right? Another thing is when you do get a boost. Oh, and I see this so often. It's kind of sad. Sometimes like you see a streamer and they get bigger and they get like more popular and then they become so like unrelatable. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, they become so out of touch, man. We are not artists. Like, I know so many people want to say like, oh, I'm a content creator, which means I'm an artist. We're not. Like, this is my genuine opinion. TikTokers, content creators are not the same as actors. Two different things, right? And a lot of the times people like to say it's like, oh, influencers have a lot of fans. Artists have a lot of, like, actors have a lot of fans. So, like, kind of the same. No. Actors act. Like, their job is to be an actor. They're supposed to be like, not an idol, but they portray a role, right? Our job is to be more relatable. People aren't here to see us act. You're not here for it to be like, oh, what is episode 61 of Michi Mochievee? Like, no one does that. People are here to relate to you, to talk to someone that they can actually be like, oh, this person doesn't live in a fucking $1 billion mansion and then complain about the fact they don't have a jacuzzi. You know what I mean? If I'm sitting over here, Chan, I'm like, oh my god, guys, like, I'm so, like, fed up, right? I'm so fed up. I have to travel everywhere. And it's so bad because, like, my private jet is... It's fine to say that, but it's not really what people are looking for most of the time. So, there are some people that go from YouTubers to actors, but you have to practice. Being an actor isn't just you act good. You need to practice. You need to learn. You have to have experience before you actually become an actor. Not everyone can be an actor, right? So all I'm saying is when you do get a big boost, like, you have to mentally prepare yourself. You have to understand that by the end of the day, your job is to make other people happy. And don't be so, like, coming from someone that has a high ego, okay? Like, from my honest opinion, like, don't let the ego get to you. And it's very easy to let the ego get to you. It's so easy to be like, oh my god, I have this much followers, I make this much, I have this much people, like, I'm just good. I try not to let myself do that. And ironically, I try to just, like, live modestly. Not as in, like, oh, I'm gonna live, like bad. Like, I'm gonna have a good life, right? I'm gonna live modestly, but I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, guys, I have a chandelier in my room for the fuck of it. You know? So, not because of anything. I'm not judging anyone that does have that. All I'm saying, don't let the ego get to you. Not because it's like, oh, she's jealous. It's so not healthy. The moment the moment the ego gets to you, bro, the imposter syndrome creeps up. And trust me, I've heard so many stories about the same thing. It's like, you feel like you're on top of the world. The moment things go bad, you lose yourself. Like, you don't know who you are. You don't know how to properly appreciate yourself. You're so, like, boosted in ego that the moment, like, it sinks a little bit, you just feel like you're the worst in the world. And that's dangerous for your mental, too. So, my best advice for people that are going to audition for vshojo, though, highlight your best point and make sure you're mentally ready, okay? Make sure this is exactly what you want. Make sure you're mentally ready. Because, you know, streaming is a double-edged sword sometimes. A little bit. Yeah. That's one of the things, like, it's not, like, advice or anything for, like, the audition itself. It's mostly advice for people that do, like, end up joining afterwards. That's always been a concern of mine. Where people, they feel like they want to be a streamer, but they're actually not ready. It takes a lot from someone, you know? Your life is technically online. A lot of your private stuff, it's online. All the stuff you do, it's online. People will have a say in who you are, what you do, how you act. People will always have a say in it. Sometimes it's good when people are like, wow, I love seeing this. But what if one day someone doesn't, right? And there will always be someone that doesn't like you. I keep saying this. It's not that, like, oh, ignore the haters, right? I know it's hard to ignore the haters, but haters are always gonna be there. And it always comes in a percentage. It's not like, oh, when I only had 100 subs, I had 1 hater. So how comes when I'm bigger, I have more haters? It's always a percentage. Usually, I'm not saying this like the metric, but let's just say 1% of your full fan base is a hater. If your fan base has 1,000 people, that's a lot of haters already, you know? That's like, what, 10? I can't do math, man. If your fan base is like 1,000 people, that's like 10 haters. If your fan base is 10,000 people, then that's 100 haters. So I can't do math, but you understand what I'm trying to say, okay? I'm girl mathing. Point is, it will always be there. It's not that surprise. If anything, just if it makes you feel better, that means you're becoming relevant. Ha! Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Maybe I do have haters, but like, they're not vocal enough because I'm not relevant enough. So that's kind of sad. Oh well. All I'm saying though, I have seen a lot of VTubers that suddenly get a boost in platform. Suddenly there's somebody, right? They get attention, they get all the hype, they get all the clout, and it gets to them, bro. Like, that shit gets to them. They start feeling like they need to be someone, or they have to fake themselves, or they lose themselves, and then it affects them so much. And it sucks because, like, it's so common that I wish I can do something to warn them in advance. Like, hey, you have to be mentally prepared. You know, it's the attention from the internet can feel good and addicting, But if that's how you find value in yourself, then you're gonna lose yourself so fast, girl. So, I don't know. Not Mousy. She owns her stardom and tells the haters to eat caca.
You got scared.
Yeah, that's because it's Mousy though. Mousy's so cool. I look up to everyone a lot. Don't worry, Michi. If you have 10k haters, I'm one of them. If there's no haters, I'm dead. Thanks, man. I can always count on you, mod. That's my mod right there. Here's the thing, right? I remember there are days where I will be talking about like, oh, this happened, blah, blah, blah. How odd. I feel nothing about it. But then the vshojo girls are like, that's fucked up. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna defend you. And I'm like, no, girl, chill. It's fine. I'm fine. I don't think a lot of things get to me. Unless it's really fucking weird. But like, not a lot of things affect me to the point where I would be like super mentally distraught. If anything, I would be like a bit uncomfortable and weirded out, but not like distraught. You know what I mean?
X300. Do
But
you
the
have
vshojo girls
advice
are so
from anyone
nice.
going from episodic videos to live streams? Or any other
Ooh.
advice for the more technical streaming aspects?
Wait, from anyone going from episodic videos, as in like the viewers, or as a content creator? Like a content creator that usually does videos and then now they want to jump into live streaming? Or like a viewer that usually watches YouTube and now they want to watch streams? Oh, content creator. Honestly, I'll say this. The difference is when you make videos, you can fuck up and there's a lot of silence. I will say this. I can tell. Like, this is a weird thing now. I can tell if you came from a video maker perspective or if you were like born. Like, if your first endeavor is a streamer compared to if your first endeavor is a video. Like, I can tell because streamers talk way too much. With videos, right? You can just get your point across and then you trim. You cut it up and you edit into a video. That doesn't happen in video, like in streaming. Yeah, that's the thing, right? When it comes to video, here's the best example. When I stream, I try to have a lot of filler words. For example, I use the word like a lot, or like, for example, I say that a lot. You know, there's a lot of fillers. There's a lot of random words that I just slip in there. I elaborate a bit too much because you need to constantly kill the dead air, quote unquote. But if you're making a video, you just say what you have to say and then you get quiet, or then you take back. Yeah, take backsies, right? Where you're like, oh, I'm gonna talk about this. Oh, wait, no. Cut that out. Anyways, let's just say this instead. With streaming, kind of like the moment you fuck up forever. It's immortalized on the internet. So my best advice, if you want to switch from video making to like live streaming, my honest advice is you have to know how to not fuck up while talking so much. You know what I mean? Clarify yourself a lot. Nowadays, people need so much context to everything. So, yeah. Non-major fuck-up is content. Major fuck-up is cancelled. The line is quite thin. She still had that feeling as of this day. Yeah, I wish... I don't know. Streaming is good. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love streaming. I love streaming and I enjoy what I do. But I think the reason why I can fully enjoy streaming is generally because I'm fucking stupid. And I'm zooted most of the time. Like, bro, I have anxiety, right? So like, if I'm sober and I stream for this long, I think I'll break mentally. Because I'd be so scared of doing or saying the wrong thing. But because I'm always medicated, fuck it. Like, fuck it, we ball as a person. Yeah. Like, nothing phases me, dude. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Haha. We messed up today, but it's okay. We probably will just ignore these and move on. Not that I'll remember. And then I forget about it. So, one of the biggest reasons why I think I'm able to fully enjoy streaming is because, like, most of the time, I'm just having fun. I can't think about anything else. Like, I genuinely cannot worry about anything else aside from, haha, it's kind of funny, though. I do that to everything. I'm like, oh, I fucked up? It's kind of funny, though. And, I don't know, one of these days, I would probably get in trouble, but, you know, cross the bridge when you get to it. My philosophy, chat, right? Hear me out. When you're stressed about something and you're scared, like you're like, oh my god, worst case scenario, this will happen. And you're freaking out, right? You're paranoid. That same amount of energy can be used to think positively. Either way, you're not gonna know what happens. You're not gonna know if the good thing happens or if the bad thing happens. Either way, you still use the same amount of energy and thought process. So why not think about the good? That's my philosophy. Your energy and time is precious. So why waste it on being scared when you can waste it on thinking about anime Why waste it on being scared when you can waste it by being overly optimistic? That being said, if you want to join the vshojo auditions, please do. We are generally looking for a lot of people. It doesn't matter if you're a smaller streamer, if you just started, or if you stream for a long time. Doesn't matter. We are looking for... I don't know, I'm not really the person picking the auditions, but we're looking for everyone. So if you want to, and that's something that's been calling for you, just shoot your shot, you know? Worst case, you don't get it, but at least you're not gonna regret it. You're not gonna regret never auditioning, right? You know, like, aim for the moon. Worst case, you land amongst the stars or whatever they say.